Good morning, everybody, and thanks so much for joining us on KXAN Live this morning. I'm Will Dupree, coming to you from the KXAN Live studio.
And I'm Kelly Wiley. I'm like getting used to this.
I know, we are trying out something new today, so we appreciate you all being with us here on this live stream this morning. And what we're going to be doing every Wednesday morning is launching this new weekly stream to talk about some of the top stories that Kelly Wiley and some of our other investigative journalists here at KXAN are working on from that past week.
Yeah, we're really excited because I feel like we're more in the newsroom or when we're in the Investigates office, we're constantly talking about the inside baseball of stories that, we put in our web stories or in our articles, or we'll, try to get as much of it in the story. But I'm glad that we are doing this because I feel like we'll be able to talk so much more about our process and also what we found and what's interesting about these findings that come out of these investigations.
Yeah, so again, everybody, we will be doing these every Wednesday morning, highlighting those big stories, some of the trending topics that a lot of you are wondering about, and we're going to get started with that today. So, Kelly, I know that you're going to try to kick us off a little bit.
Yes, so Will and I sat over this trying to figure out which stories we were going to highlight, what things we felt like would be most important for people to hear about, and heat and school are obviously, I think, the things this week everybody's thinking about. So here is what we're discussing today.
Temperatures are in the triple digits outside. It's unacceptable that it's hotter on the inside, where people are living, where we have custody of them and they've lost all rights.
New records reveal more about the conditions corrections officers, workers, and inmates are facing inside state prisons. This as lawmakers and families question deaths happening in state facilities with partial or no air conditioning.
We are being asked to comply with bad law that will throw us out of balance.
The new school year is starting, and district leaders are speaking about the lack of funding and personnel to get an officer at every school building in Texas, the uphill battle to make campuses safer after the mass shooting at Robb Elementary. So we're going to kick things off with the heat. So many of you have been talking about this, and we, of course, have all felt it as we take this live look in downtown Austin. Just a few clouds hanging out today, but those temperatures once again, going to be very hot, to no one's surprise. But when these temperatures get so hot out there, what this really revives is this debate about the lack of air conditioning within our state prison systems here in Texas.
Absolutely. I mean, I think I looked on our weather website yesterday as we were putting this script together, and it said in big yellow letters, it's been more than 54 days of 100 plus temperatures,
right?
Which I think we've all felt like no more walks outside because it's too hot. But like you said, you were talking about your history at the station and this same discussion that comes up repeatedly about lack of air conditioning or partial air conditioning in Texas prisons. And our politics reporter, Ryan Chandler, has been reporting a lot about what families are saying and these discussions about the conditions and how that's affecting not just prisoners, but also workers who work inside these state facilities. And so we started looking into this in the Investigates office. We'd gotten several tips about it, so we started putting in records requests to get an idea of how they're documenting these issues, how they're investigating any potential heat-related illnesses that are going on. As we know, lawmakers and families have been questioning several deaths inside prisons that were not air conditioning. TDCJ, of course, is saying they've not recorded any heat-related deaths since 2012. That's been what they've told us on the record. And so here's a clip of, I think this is a rally that happened back in July of this year where families were trying to get lawmakers' attention.
This is a state of emergency, people. It's too late for my son. But it's not too late for change, and it needs to happen today.
Again, that is from a rally in July outside the state capitol where families and other advocates called for more funding to try to put some air conditioning in either parts of state prisons or in full cell blocks where some of these inmates are housed in our state facilities. So, Kelly, you and the investigative team really looked into some of these records that the Texas Department of Criminal Justice has put out there to try to get a better picture about how this is affecting our state prisons and also the people who work in them. What did you find?
Well, we made a request specifically for this summer. The time duration that we asked for these records was from this summer and last summer, from I think May 1st to July 5th, because that was the day that we put in the request. But we asked for any reports, any investigations that were generated that mentioned heat-related illnesses. And what we got back was around 37 reports from, again, 17 I think were from 2022, that summer period, and then 20 of them were from this summer period. And it detailed corrections officers, food service workers, prisoners being diagnosed with heat-related illnesses. Again, at least 20 documented reports from this summer.
And what do these reports describe?
Well, the way they look, it's a one-page report for each incident, and it's kind of releasable information that we can get through public records. And in one case from June of this year, it described a corrections officer that was rushed to the hospital by first responders after being found unresponsive in what's called cell block run. TDCJ officials tell me cell block run, it's like an indoor living area inside of state prison. It was apparently 90 degrees outside. The heat index was 104. Doctors, according to this report, diagnosed the officer with a heat-related illness. And in another case that happened in May at the Huntsville unit, it was described a prisoner being rushed to the hospital by EMS after being found in his cell in medical distress. The heat index there was 89 degrees.
And in these cases you mentioned, were the prisons that they were either working or housed in air-conditioned?
We sent a bunch of questions to TDCJ to get more context for these reports, because they're kind of using, every job you have or every profession has their own kind of language, like, these letters, and we were trying to figure out exactly what it meant in the report. But after asking a few more questions about these incidents, we're still waiting to hear whether the incident with the corrections officer was in a prison with no air conditioning. But we do know there was no air conditioning in the Huntsville unit where the inmate got sick in his cell.
All right, everybody. So that is one headline we're going to focus on today. Another that we're going to discuss, and this is an investigation that came out this past week, is one that parents are really paying attention to this week: school safety. Students are heading back, but there is a lot that's unresolved when it comes to officers on campus and the physical safety of school buildings. Really, Kelly, this has come up a lot because of what happened last May. Remind us about all that.
So I think all of us, have not been able to shake or, stop thinking about what happened at Robb Elementary, mass shooting, killing 19 kids, 2 teachers. And if anybody was watching the coverage at the time, lawmakers immediately convened to figure out and analyze what happened. Where were all the gaps? What occurred? What could we do to make sure that this doesn't happen again at any Texas school? They were laser focused on how to prevent another tragedy like this from happening. And then from that, we started to see people start to build laws. We saw some lawmakers proposing, gun restrictions. It was looking at, what access people have to guns. But ultimately, what we saw was House Bill 3, which was focused on hardening schools, right? So House Bill 3, it set new minimum safety standards for school buildings. And basically that, that could be putting film on the windows that prevents people from being able to shoot through them. A lot of things that districts now are having to make physical upgrades to the building. It also required some mental health training with school districts. But a big element of this was a mandate that districts had to put an armed officer or employee on every campus. And technically this law goes into effect by September 1st. What's happened, though, with the funding is very interesting. So the original version of House Bill 3, if anybody was watching this, the House version of it was going to take what's called a school safety allotment. It's an amount of money that's paired with every student to go specifically towards any safety-related matter in a school, whether it's improving the building or maybe hiring an officer. And Currently, that allotment sits at around like $9.72 per student. They were initially going to, in the first version of this bill, increase it to $100 per student. But what actually ended up happening once the bill went into the Senate, it got modified to only increase that allotment by 28 cents. So now, starting September 1, districts will get $10 for every student to put towards safety. And on top of that, they get like a $15,000 allotment for every campus, which that is a funding formula to help with these changes. But school districts that we've talked to have said that's not nearly enough to actually accomplish that funding alone. For instance, we heard districts say, you know, for an officer, it could be anywhere from $60,000 to $90,000 to hire them. And so funding's one piece of this, but then on the other side of it, there's a officer shortage, not just in Austin or in our state, but across the nation. So now you've got a bunch of school districts fighting, you know, competing rather for the same pool of talented officers. Because, you know, I think what we also heard from school districts is they don't want just someone with officer training or with TCOL training. They need a certain temperament to work in a school with kids.
Yeah, and districts are speaking out about this because September 1st is fastly approaching, just at the end of this month. So let's listen into what some of the trustees at Austin ISD said just this week about these proposals and trying to meet the new state requirements.
When you're looking at the funding for this, you know, I understand $15,000 is the safety allotment per school, but that also covers the panic buttons. It also covers the fencing. It covers all the pieces that go into that. And then $10 per student, which for like a large comprehensive high school would be, you know, for 2,500 students, that's another $25,000. So $40,000 for one of our largest schools, which wouldn't even cover the cost of the salary, much less all the other pieces. So this is an unfunded mandate.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
You heard there from Austin ISD trustee David Kaufman, and he was explaining really about how the funds the district will receive in that HB3 funding formula really does not cover the actual cost of these rule changes. And Kelly, we're hearing from other trustees about the concerns that they have about this law going into effect.
Right. We talked to a lot of superintendents and police chiefs one-on-one, but a lot of what we've been doing is just listening to school board meetings where they've tried to talk with their attorneys to figure out what all are we required to do. We've even heard discussions about, do we need to have them all in place by September 1st? You know, another sentiment, like I said, you know, that we've heard from school board members across the state is about how they'll maintain the standards that they currently have for these officers while trying to, in good faith, comply with this by September 1st, which, by the way, that's in 15 days. So just to give you some context for, you know, how quickly this is coming up, AIC, because in that board meeting, they were saying they would need to hire more than 100 officers to comply with this for their campus and how many campuses they have. But they said along with state required training, AISD in specific, they require officers to go through a 16-week AISD training, and it's an evaluation period to make sure they're the right fit for their school district. And we heard the police chief say during this board meeting that some officers actually don't even make it through that evaluation process. That's how important they think it is to their process of making sure they maintain their standards, make sure they have the right disposition in the school district. You're going to hear from another trustee here from that AISD board meeting. This is the vice president of the board, Kevin Foster, and he was being very candid about his feelings about the timeline and this bill and how it affects the district.
We're not perfect, but my sort of layperson's estimation is that we are in balance, and that we are being asked to comply with bad law that will throw us out of balance. I would fully expect that we move with all deliberate speed, which is to say that we're hiring folks with the right disposition, that we in no ways sacrifice any of our training.
And Kelly, I know that you and the whole team here at KXAN will be continuing to track not only what we discussed earlier about some of the records related to heat illnesses and the conditions that prison workers and inmates are facing, but also this ongoing debate about how to comply with this new state law, because the ultimate goal there is to make sure that schools are safe for kids to go.
Absolutely. And I should say there's a third funding stream that could come to school districts.
Okay.
And that's through the TEA. They actually have a grant program that districts can apply for to get more funding to put towards this. So I should say that we did talk to the superintendent at Gerald ISD. She made a point about the grant part of this, and she said she thinks of grants as extra. And, you know, she had a hard time wrapping her mind around anything related to safety being a grant where you have to apply. She was saying, you know, there's a surplus of money in the ledge, and, you know, we should really be making this investment to make sure school districts are in the best position to comply with this. So I did want to mention that. But we are definitely continuing to look at this. We're hearing there's still so many districts who are still trying to set their final plans for how to make this work. So we'll definitely be updating you on how all the local school districts are reacting to this.
All right. KXAN investigative reporter Kelly Wiley has been joining us for this launch of a new weekly stream about some of the work that she and the other members of our investigative team are doing. And before we wrap this all up, this very first show, I do want to highlight an accolade that the investigative team has taken home. We just learned that the KXAN Medical Debt Investigation has won a National Murrow Award. Kelly, this is a big deal.
It's so cool. Yeah, this project, there was a lot of our investigators involved. Our senior investigative producer, David Barrere, the director of our investigative unit, Josh Hinkle, Arzo Deuce, who's one of our fabulous investigative reporters, Richie Bose, who's our great photojournalist. I know I'm missing people. Kate Winkle, who's our head of our web team. There were so many people involved in this, but it's really a great story, and I think one that a lot of people could relate to, just thinking about, you know, the burden and how scary it can be to get sick because of the money that follows that. This story is a must read. So if you get a chance, you should definitely go to the website and now read our national award-winning investigation.
Yeah, which is a great, great honor for our team here. And there's been so many of those lately, but this is just another one to add to the trophy case. And just want to congratulate everybody on our team again for doing excellent work and coverage. And we're going to be talking about that throughout the months and weeks and years ahead, hopefully. So we'll see. All right, Kelly, thank you again for joining us. We appreciate it.
Thank you. This was so fun.
It was fun.
First show in the books.
The first one done, and here is to many more to come. All right, everybody, thanks for joining us. I'm Will Dupree.
And I'm
Leave it for you, Kelly.
I'm going to keep forgetting. No, and I know my name. I'm Kelly Wiley. Thank you for joining us.
We appreciate it. Take care, everybody. We'll see you next week.